Hey, hey, hey. We are live. As you can see, I'm on my own. Mark is not here. And I was shoved up over there thinking, oh yeah, because Mark normally sits next to me. But I just thought, oh, he's not here. So I moved the chair up a little bit. So I'm now relatively in the middle, I guess. So yes, there we go. How is everyone? I hope everyone is well. I hope you can hear me. I suppose I should double check that actually to see if you guys can hear me and everything is okay. Let me just double check that. But in the meantime, while I'm checking that, how is everyone? What are you up to? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? You can hear me. So there we go. I'm good. Mark is not very well, as you know. He had his tooth out, so he's upstairs. I think he might even be editing actually. And talking of editing, you would have seen our Bahama Breeze video that just went up last weekend. And this weekend we have Harrods. Hey, Freon, how are you? I hope you're well. And so, yeah, so we have this weekend, as I've just said, we have Harrods, we have the food hall. I hope you really enjoy it. We got so much stuff. And there were a few key ones in there that were really, really nice. You're here, Freon. Yes, I know. Have you missed me? Of course, my darling sister-in-law. Of course. Hi, Liam. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope everyone's well. It's nice to see you all. It feels weird, me without Mark and stuff. I know. But he's upstairs and he is convalescing. But his mouth is really swollen. So when they took out his hi Bella, how are you? I hope you're well. So when they had to cut his gum and then remove the tooth and stuff like that and then stitch it up. So obviously, and plus he can't eat and that puts him in a bad mood in itself. And you see all of this food and I've bought stuff to try. And obviously he can't try any of that stuff. So that's really, not nice, really. Mark, will you tell him I sent him big hugs and I can't wait to give him a hug soon? I'm sure he'll really appreciate that. Who knows? He may even be watching upstairs. Okay, so let me show you a couple of things that I got. I got this topped chicken shawarma dip. I thought that might be quite nice to try. I picked it up. I saw it. I was like, yep, let me give that a try. And then I seen these. So now these are reduced fat honey barbecue flavored lentil chips. So I thought these would be really good to try on the live. And then I got these. Hey, St. Cart, hope you're good. Hope you're well. We got these sriracha flavor lentil chips as well. Now they are reduced fat, obviously being lentil chips and stuff like that. So I can't wait to give these a go. Actually, Mark looked at them earlier and he was like, I can't try any of them. And I was like, no, you can't. And I also got these, which were new as well. So these are pistachio and shortbread crunchy clouds. So that's going to be quite interesting to try. And I got now I say taramassalata, but a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, she said it was called taramala. So I don't know taramala or taramassalata, but there we go. Hi Kirsty, I hope you're well. Mark is recovering. Yes, he is. And so it was a case of, do I do the live? There you go. There's Mark there. Hi Peter, how are you? Welcome. So yeah, so he's upstairs convalescing, but as you can see, he's on the live, so that's quite nice. And I'm going to try a few of these bits and see how we get on. See if they are, overhyped but to be quite honest though, I haven't heard much about these lentil chips, and I haven't heard much about the chicken shawarma. I was looking for, I can't lie, I was looking for that coronation chicken because that coronation chicken is so good. it's probably one of the best coronation chickens I've had. Do you know what I mean? And it's an M&S thing. Like sometimes when you go to like these, posh afternoon teas and all of that type of stuff, the coronation chicken is normally pretty good. It's not always, but it's pretty good. Hi, Kath. How are you? I hope you're well. And so yeah, so to try it in sort of like one of these pots, the coronation chicken, I thoroughly recommend the coronation chicken one. But you never know, I might prefer this one. Who knows? Doubt it. Doubtful. But yeah. And so I have my water in my little Stanley cup. This is the rose quartz one. I quite like this color, and I also want to get the little mug one, the sort of like little mug type one. But yeah, it's my water. You can hear the ice in it as well. Okay, let me not try and talk and drink and choke at the same time. So I got the terra masalata, I've got the chicken shawarma. Do you know what? I am ready to do this. Hi, authentic real life. How are you? It's been a minute. How's things going? How's it going with the new guy? Let us know. Let us know. All right, let's give this a go. I mean, Mark can actually have some of this dip, which is like a fish dip. As you know, he is a pescatarian. So this he could have, and he's been eating some bread, so he could actually have this on a bit of bread if he wants to. So there'll be plenty left over anyway. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to leave the sweet thing till last, but I'm going to try this. I don't know which one. Let's go for the sriracha one, right? That's going to be like a little bit, do you know what I mean? Hopefully, a little bit spicy. Oh, John replaced your lost engagement ring with a tanzanite and diamond ring. Well, that's very sweet. That's so lovely. It's really nice. Smells delightful, It smells a bit spicy. All right, here we go. Okay, let me lift up the... All right, so I'm going to dip it in the terra masala. I should have tried it au natural first, but here we go. These dental chips are really nice. Yep. Definitely recommend these lentil chips. They're really nice. Kath says, hope you get well soon, Mark. Yeah, me too. And Liam's having pizza. Not a bad choice for a Friday evening. I had leftovers earlier, so I had made some noodles and stuff. Had that, delicious, really enjoyed that. I've also got some more leftovers in the fridge. I've got like dauphinoise potatoes. I've got like a fish pie. I even made a shepherd's pie, and that's in the fridge. So I've got a lot to eat. I've made a lot. I've got a lot to eat. I knew you'd buy those, Chris. Did you? Do you know what? Cheat meal. Exactly. I tried to get some of those M&S Extreme Ridge. They were so good, right? You tried some of them. They were really good. That's from St. Cot. He tried some of those. I'm telling you, these, well, not these ones. I haven't tried those ones yet. But these ones are really good too. But the chicken curry Extreme Ridge chips, I've been eating them. I've been getting them at work and I've been eating them. I've been going through them. They're so good. They don't replace my love of cheese and onion crisps, but I did get some Walker's cheese and onion crisps earlier today and I had them, and they're not as good as they usually are. So I don't know if that bag was on the 10. I'm gonna have to check the date unless Mark threw the packet away already, but they weren't as good as they normally are. Mark's saying it's not fair, you can't eat crisps. Them's the breaks, but you had to have your tooth out, do you know what I mean? And it's only for a short time. So Frian says, love you, Mark. Always from your brother Freon, and always, Marky, you're good. Be kind of mad at me. I'll tell you why, because I may have bought your favorite food in Belgium. Ah, that will make Mark jealous. That will make Mark jealous. So authentic real life. Mark is upstairs. He's had his wisdom tooth out. So 2 weeks ago, he had one tooth out, and then a couple of days ago, he had the other tooth out. His mouth is really swollen. Yeah, so it's pretty bad. He's in pretty bad pain. Freon says, I should have saved you a waffle. Well, you should have saved Mark a waffle for sure. John despises Aldi and Lidl food and chooses Asda. Do you know what? I mean, each to their own. Like, different people like different things. So, do you know what? I gotta say, these crisps are a little bit spicy, you know. But do you know what? They're spicy at the back. They're not so spicy at the front. But I'm getting a little bit of heat from these crisps. I gotta say. So Mark is asking, what was St. Cott's favourite flavour of the extreme ridge crisps that we tried? Mine was the chicken curry. My big brother, but also I'm back to royal tube duties, as you know, because I will be changing my name back to Royal Highness Freon. All right, do your thing. Oh no, Aoife, you love Aldi. This is what Mark is saying to Aoife. Liam says Mark is the best. Hang on, what about me? The cheek. I had chicken curry and the salt and vinegar, both delicious, St. Cott. Right, I've not tried the salt and vinegar because salt and vinegar's a bit of a hit and miss for me. I'm not really a salt and vinegar fan, but I don't mind salt and vinegar on my chips, if that makes sense. But do they go on crisps? I don't know, you know, but I do definitely like them on my chips for sure. Kirsty, the proper brand lentil chips are also lovely, but very dear for the amount that you get. So these M&S ones sound worth a try. So yeah, so I don't know if it's proper that I've had, but it's just not a bad, like, thing. I mean, crisps are always a bit of a, you know, you never get the full bag. So you've got about that much of the bag. So I feel like that's quite a good portion. It's about there. That's what I can feel, about there. So I don't think it's a bad portion. I can't remember how much I paid for them, but it's not a bad portion, and they are spicy, you know, but it's spicy at the back of my palate. So I don't know how it would be for everyone else, but at the back of my palate is. So I'm looking over here because I'm trying to read as well. Yeah, so definitely try these ones. They're really quite nice. Aoife says, poor Mark. Yeah, tell him that I'm wishing him. He's watching. He's watching, so you can talk to him as normal, and he'll catch up with you on chat for sure. Mark, don't go. Chicken curry was Kelly's favorite. It was my favorite, Mark. Yes, it was. We need you here. Don't worry, he is here. He's upstairs. And that's what he says. I am here virtually, Your Royal Highness. Exactly. Yeah, Mark is right. I love Aldi. That's a real shame. Bought anything gadgets wise from Aldi. Listen, right? Mark's talking about getting a new coffee machine. I don't think I'm on board with it. I really don't think I'm on board with it. He's talking about getting another coffee machine. No, Aoife, not the one that he's talking about, getting another Nespresso because they're more compact. I don't know. He's trying to use it as some guys to get another coffee machine. I'm not so sure. So Freon says, Mark, as your bro, and since you're here, I need to ask. So see, when I am home in Scotland, I'm thinking of a good idea. Tell me if you could. Will you guys do a 24-hour stream? Do you know what? I don't think so. I think, yeah, exactly. I think people would be bored of a 24-hour stream. Do you know what I mean? And to be quite honest, you guys have seen me sometimes when I get home and stuff. And like Mark will go to me, you look tired. And I'm like, I am tired. I really want to go to sleep. I'm really tired. But so I doubtful we would ever do a 24-hour stream, but never say never. I'm just saying doubtful. So I've got 2 drinks. My other drink is a Fanta. So that's why. That is nice. All right. Let me try this honey barbecue flavor lentil chips. Let's see if it's any good. Here we go. That is nice. I don't know which one I like more. I don't. I cannot tell you which one I like more. That is really, really nice. That's really nice. I like it. And they're both 143 calories per portion. That's if you're looking at calories, right? I don't tend to look at calories. I just want to know, is it worth the calories when I'm eating something? I'm not bothered. Obviously, if it's like really greasy and really big, I would think, oh, that's a bit too greasy. I think that's going to come back later on or whatever. But in general, I like to have things that are worth the calories. Let me dip it in my tiramisalata or my tiramala. There's a real saltiness as well to that dip, to the tiramala dip or tiramisalata dip, however you want to pronounce it. I'm going to call it tiramisalata from here on in. But that's very nice. Now, we've got this chicken shawarma dip. There you go. Look at that. It does smell good. Can't lie. That real. It's got that real sort of like I don't know if it's like an Indian spice, but you've got the coriander in there. It's got real. It's very. So let's try it. Oh, let's try it with something spicy. A chip did drop in there, and I'm trying it with the sriracha one. All right, let's give it a go. It's really hard with this screen. Oh, that looks good. That does look good. Oh, give it a go. There's a sweetness to that. I don't know if it's the onions, the dip itself, but that is nice. Is it nicer than the coronation chicken? I don't know. But that is really, really nice. That's very nice. Oh, let me try it with this one. So, where's that dip? Usually I have Mark to help me with this sort of thing. There you go. Now, which chip do I prefer it with? I think it's got to be that one, you know. This honey barbecue flavor pairs really well with this dip, with the chicken shawarma dip. I like that. I really, really like that. Now, the thing is, Mark wouldn't be able to try the dip except for the tiramisalata, but he would have tried both the crisps with the tiramisalata, au natural, and with that. But he wouldn't have been able to try the chicken one because obviously it's chicken. I like that I can just talk and Mark can just answer all and respond to all the things on there. So it's quite nice. All right. So my recommendation. This dip, very, very nice. Thoroughly recommend that. And I do recommend the sriracha flavor. Now, if you like spice, it is a bit spicy. It's not too spicy. It's not recklessly spicy, but I know there are some people that don't do very well with spice. So just bear in mind, the spice for me comes at the back of my sort of like tongue, the back of my mouth. That's where the heat kicks in a little bit. I've got to say this is nice as well. Both the chips are really nice. I can't tell you which one I like above the other. But again, I recommend the honey barbecue flavor ones. The sriracha flavor ones are really nice. The sriracha are a little bit spicy. These ones aren't spicy. So everything that I've tried so far is really nice. I mean, the tiramisu latte isn't new, right? So if you just want to get tiramisu latte because you like it, then by all means get it. But it's nothing new. I would recommend it. I like it. I can eat it with like what do you call it, like little pita bread, some olives, that type of thing. If you wanted to get tzatziki, I'm not a lover of tzatziki, but if you wanted to get a few other dips than that, that would go well. It would all pair well together. Pardon me. Okay. Next up, the crunchy clouds, the pistachio shortbread crunchy clouds. Now, as you know, if you've been here sort of with us, you know I'm not really a lover of shortbread, but I'm always willing to try and see, because you never know what your new favorite thing could be, right? So it's always worth giving it a go. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like in the pack. There you go. Let's give this a go. That is nice. That is really, really nice. Let me read it. What is it? White chocolate. And you know how Mark feels about white chocolate. Pistachio nuts. You know, there's all like emulsifiers and wheat flour and blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to read out the basics, which is sugar, cocoa butter, milk, pistachio nuts, and white chocolate. Contains milk solids, 23% minimum. There you go. These are really nice. And you can't taste much of the shortbread in it at all. It almost tastes of... There's a real nice saltiness there. The milk lends itself well. But you know the milk chocolate? It's almost like it's like a yogurt. That's really nice. Thoroughly recommend that. White chocolate with caramelized sugar and cornflakes. Biscuit pieces and pistachio nuts. Yeah. I would definitely recommend these. These are really, really nice. I like the, do you know, like you got the crunch there, you got the milk chocolate there, you got the nuts there. It's very, very nice. You've got all different textures happening. You've got 2 or 3 flavors happening at the same time, which is quite nice. But I love the creaminess of it. And like I said, it's almost like a yogurt rather than a white chocolate. But yeah, the textures, all of that, very, very nice. Thoroughly recommend. I think I picked a good bunch, you know. I picked a good bunch today. So, Mark likes to do scoring. I'm not a lover of all of this scoring business, but let's give these scores. All right. I would give this 9 out of 10. Would I get it again? Yes, I would. Very nice. Thoroughly recommend it. Okay. 9 out of 10. Would I get it again? Yes, very nice. Thoroughly recommend it. What would I score this? 9 out of 10. Let me tell you, The things I've got today, thoroughly recommend it. Would get it again, and I would offer it out to other people as well. This is really good. However, this one's a bit spicy. My family would love it, but I know not everyone's into spice. So just be careful. It's not like truly spicy or anything like that. But for me, the spice happens after a little bit and at the back of the mouth. Last but not least. These are getting a 9.5. Would I buy them again? Yes, I would. Would I keep them in my drawer at work and munch on them throughout the day? Yes, I would. I would. And I would urge you to at least go and try this. This is so good. What makes this is the different textures of it. I love the textures of it. I love the crunch. I love the creaminess. I can't taste too much of the shortbread biscuit, which for me is a good thing, but it is there. And I really like the cornflakes that give it that crunch and stuff like that. I'm glad I don't have to pay too much attention to the chat because Mark is banging out all those responses and stuff. So I'm really pleased with that. Hey, Chicken Dipper, how are you? It's been a minute. Well, no, you were on last week as well. I was going to say it's been a minute, but it hasn't been a minute. I mean, we chat, me and Chicken Dipper, we chat anyway, outside of the live, so we catch up quite often. There will be leftovers, Mark. Will there though? Not in time. Listen, for his mouth to no, there won't. He won't be able to eat no crisps. He won't be able to eat no 9.5 out of 10. He won't. Listen, you know what? For once, I get to eat. I get to save food. I get to wrap it up. I can eat it whenever I want to. I'm living life. I'm living life. So there we go. I get to do all of that. Oh, your message didn't go through. Oh, what was the message? I didn't see it. Very interesting. I have no idea what is happening. I just turned into Kelly talking about peanuts that she bought. Not quite peanuts, but they do taste a little bit like peanuts. I can't lie. There's a saltiness there as well, which is quite nice. So Amy says, hey, Freon. Marky, my mum has changed the time. We have to wake up for Blackpool. Oh, we now have to wake up at 3 a.m. Wow, in the morning. Oh, I'm going to be so tired. Yes, you are. Do you know what? I feel like I like to, so Blackpool's slightly different because it's going to be a long car journey and stuff like that, but I still wouldn't mind it. I like getting up early, right? It is hard. I'm not saying that it's not hard, but to get up early, to get to the airport, to be on your plane at the, and the thing is, with me, I don't like to rush. So I like to get up, in time. I don't want to be rushing to get to the airport. We're worried about traffic, if we're going to make the plane on time and all of that sort of rubbish. No, I don't like that. And recently, I've been saying to Mark, so if we were to go on holiday again anytime soon, would we go the night before and stay in a hotel? So you guys, what do you do when you go on holiday? So you don't, some people don't like going on holiday. And so I know people like that, or I know people that aren't really holiday people. But if you are a holiday person and you're thinking, right, I like to get there early or whatever. I like to get the earliest flight. I like to maximize my day and all that. I'm all about maximizing my day, but when I get to the other side. So that's my whole reason for going early and blah, blah, blah. So if you are going on a holiday and your flight is super early, would you stay in a hotel the night before your flight? Just so that you're alleviating all the nonsense of trying to get through traffic in the morning or worrying about maybe missing your flight. Is that something that you would do? Look at Mark. You see what happens, Kath? What? That I actually get to enjoy some of the food. So Freon says we are driving from Scotland all the way to Thurrock, all the way to Pleasure Beach. So it will take 4 to 5 hours. That is a long car. Do you know what though? In the States, when they drive, that's a nothing journey. They drive all the time and they drive for long distances. And I'm thinking like an hour or two in the car. Even that is too much. Do you know what I mean? But there are some people that just drive and love driving. And I think if you love driving as well, that's a really good thing, because then you're free and you can just go and do whatever you want whenever you want. I'm the same. I relax when I'm at the airport. Exactly. So when you get there, so I like to get up early. I like to get there. I don't want to rush. I don't do everything at the last 5 minutes and all of this. And we're rushing through the airport because I like to get to the airport. I want to have, Mark even knows, right? Once I have breakfast, now my holiday is starting. So, we look through duty free and all of this, and then when we go to have breakfast, that's when the holiday starts for me. For Mark, it starts when we get on the other side. For me, it starts from the moment we have breakfast in the airport. I love that. Absolutely love that. I think at the moment there's not real great places to have breakfast. I mean, of course you got your Witherspoons, but it's always packed in there. It's so packed. So you have and it doesn't matter what time, how early you get there. Do you know what I mean? Witherspoons is always packed. It's quite crazy. Let's see. Hotel the night before. Exactly, Eva. That's what I think. Hotel the night before. 3 a.m. That's not bad. That sounds nice. Night car rides with music on is when life is complete. Oh, Amy, that's quite poetic, and it's true. When you have the music on, and if it's still nighttime and you're battling down the I was about to say freeway as if I'm in the States, down the motorway, it's quite nice. Do you know what I mean? It's quite relaxing, and all of that stuff. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from, Amy, for sure. Guys, if I do a live from Blackpool, what would you guys want to see? Food or rides? Are you joking? I want to see both. I want to see both food and rides. Do you know what I mean? No. One day you could do food, and next day you could do rides, or vice versa. Or morning you do food, and then afternoon you might do rides. Something like that. You could break it up a bit. But yeah, if you were going to do, let's say, an hour or an hour and a half or something like that, then yeah, I would say do food, and then the next day do rides. Yeah, break it up a little bit, but definitely we want to see a tour of Blackpool for sure. Tour of the park that you're going to go and visit. That would be quite nice. Amy says Thurrock. Freon says, Marky, I could need your help when I do it, so need you to be on standby. That's if you're not doing it during work hours. Because during work hours, Mark will be at work, so he won't be able to be on standby. Is it better to stay the night before in a hotel? I don't know. Is it? I like going to WH Smith's before going on the plane. Do you know what, Amy? So do I. I go and get my snacks. I go and get my crisps. I go and get my sweets and all that. I don't know why it doesn't occur to me to buy all that stuff before we go to duty free. But for some reason, the plan all goes out the window, and I end up spending a fortune at the airport. What are you gonna do? At Chicken Dimmer, yes, Amy. Thurrock, it's a while from Blackpool. Wow. What snacks do you get, Amy? Yeah, what snacks do you get? No. Hotel, sleep at the airport. Yeah, I agree. Sleep at the airport. Mark on standby for next summer. We'll see. Depends. It depends whether it's during working hours, but Mark is on standby. I don't know how he's going to do it during work, but we'll see. Why did you put 2 dots, Mark? Was that on purpose? It was like suspense. Well, we don't know. We're not staying. It's a day trip, Kels. Oh, okay. It's a day trip. Well, what guys, what would you be interested in if you're doing a day trip to Blackpool? Would you prefer to see rides, or would you prefer to see food? What's important to you when you go to a theme park? Like for me, because we go to places like Disney, I think like food's quite important to me, and of course we run a food channel, but I like to do lots of different things throughout the day and stuff. So when we do film, it is mainly to do with food on Mark and Kelly's Chips, Tips and things, and then on MK Vacays, which is stored at the moment, we normally do what we do throughout the day. And I think that's quite interesting. But if you've only have a day, I guess if it was me, what I would think about is, what do I want to do for my live? Do I want to do food, or do I want to do rides? And then once I'm not doing the live, would you want to film then? Do you want to do a video of the park, of what you're doing? I mean, that could be quite nice in itself, just to do like a video. Like, you don't have to do a live. You can just do things throughout the day and then edit it to whatever it is that you want to show us. That's quite cool. All right. I am all about the suspense, Amy. I like getting crisps because they got massive once up in the air. They do blow up. Yeah, they do blow up in the air. Pressure makes me laugh like a cheap cushion. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Marky, I'm gonna go crazy at Costa in Thurrock. Oh, is there a Costa in Thurrock? Do you mean Costco, or do you mean Costa is in Costa Coffee? And M&S and Greg's. I'm going to spend nearly all my money. So, Marky, you're going to be telling me off. Don't spend all your money in Thurrock. Save your money for the theme parks. There's going to be loads that you might want to buy. You might want to buy magnets. You might want to buy a hat. There's so much merch and stuff like that you might want to buy. And you'll want them as souvenirs for sure. Amy, that is true. Yeah, the pressure does make, it really inflates the bag for sure. I think you deserve a Greg's and a Costa coffee Fri-yay. Maybe a hot chocolate Fri-yay rather than a coffee. You got plenty of time in life to have coffee. I think you should treat yourself. You should treat yourself, but if it was me, I'd rather treat myself in Blackpool for sure. Mark, when I do start the live, I'm going to say, folks, we have arrived in the best theme park ever. Debatable whether it's the best theme park ever, but, I'll go with your flow. Don't worry. Apparently, if you buy 3 Greggs sausage rolls, you get 1 free. But don't quote me on that, though. That's what Mark's saying. It would be good to see that, Fri-yay. What's your favorite ride? Wow. Okay, so Chicken Dipper says, when I came back from south of France, yes, because that south of France is lovely. You went there, didn't you? Yeah. Not too long ago. I bought a bunch of food from Jamie Oliver's takeaway cafe. Oh, really? The only thing available. I was only eat during the flight. I get anxiety. Oh, it's the only thing that you could eat during the flight because you were only eating during the flight because you get anxiety in the air. Do you know what though? I think there are so many things now, luckily, on a plane that we can do to take our minds off that sort of anxiety. So I think snacks is one. Maybe downloading a film to your tablet or your phone is one. There's also games on the plane that you can play. There's the movies that although sometimes it's so loud, and that thing that you plug your earphones into to watch the movie is so low, and I'm trying to put it up to the full blast volume and I still can't hear anything. Mark brings his overhead headphones. Maybe that's what I need to do next time. Does Jamie Oliver have a cafe in France? Yes, in the airport. Wow, very interesting. That sounds awesome, Fri-yay. It does sound awesome for sure. Oh wow, I thought his restaurants went bust. Was it any good? I don't think all of his restaurants have gone bust, but I think maybe the majority went of them into administration. Marky, I'm going to film it and I'll send you, and you're going to think I'm crazy. And you will be messaging me every 30 minutes. Oh, will we now? Well, we'll have to see about that. I'd love to see that, Fri-yay. Never been to Blackpool. I've been to Blackpool once, but not to the actual theme park. Kels, I'm going to film me going on a roller coaster. Yes, called the Pepsi Max, also known as Big One. It drops at 10,000 feet. Wow. So Amy says it wasn't that great. It feels a hole. Yes, I can imagine so. No, it was EasyJet, small, tight, so small lap tray. Yeah, couldn't even fit on my lap. It was a disaster. Do you know what? Like, I feel like, especially being a larger person as well, sometimes them tables don't fold properly And so, like, a lot of the time I have to have it half. Mark has, obviously, as trim as he is, he has the full one out and stuff like that. But I feel like more and more of, and when I was flying, what were we flying? Were we flying? I think Virgin. The belts were so small, and I didn't realize it. I just thought, oh my god, I'm putting on more and more weight. What's going on? I get on a British Airways now, and I've got tons of belt and all of this, and I was like, that Virgin Atlantic. But yeah, so I had like tons of sort of belts space. I'm doing this as if the belt goes over, it doesn't, go over your lap. But yeah, when I was getting on Virgin, I was really worried. I was like, oh my god, I'm putting on more and more weight, and there I was thinking I was losing weight, but no. But then when I went on British Airways, yeah, there was enough belt space, and so I think Virgin just making it extra small to make it extra small, really. Yes, Mark, 10,000 feet. Wahahaha. Yes, free on. Oh no, Amy. Now you know why his restaurants went bust. Do you know what? I've eaten in Jamie Oliver's restaurants a couple of times. I don't think it was that bad. Trust me, if you've got places like Zzz's and what you call it, what's the other one? And Prezzo, not Prezzo, Zzz's and Ask and all of that still going. Jamie Oliver's restaurant is better than those restaurants, so it is quite surprising. Money wise, that could be an issue. I thought his restaurants were reasonable. I don't think they were like overly priced, to be quite. They're what I would have called mid restaurants for sure. They weren't like massively overpriced, I don't think. I had a tuna roll. It was very, very dry, but the tuna wasn't. It was really delicious. Okay, so it was the roll that was really dry. 10,000 feet is airplane height. You need a parachute for you. Yeah. Kels, I'm going to firm myself and I'm going to say my bro Marky dared me to do it. Really? You're going to say Mark dared you to do it? Okay. Tuna roll from Jamie Oliver. That's what I was thinking, tuna roll from Jamie Oliver. But if it was like a takeaway or like a calf, I can imagine him doing something like a tuna roll. Jamie Oliver's restaurant never sold pizza. What the? I'm not talking about pizza, but Pizza Express doesn't sell just pizza. They sell pasta. I'm comparing it to Italian-like restaurants because Jamie Oliver's restaurants were Italian-like restaurants. I thought I was making myself clear. Sorry. So maybe I wasn't explaining it. The reason why I was saying things like Pizza Express, Zzz's, and Ask, even though they do sell pizzas, they're mainly pasta-based restaurants, except for Pizza Express. They are pizza, hence the name. But they do sell pastas. But Jamie Oliver's restaurant sold pastas, and it was like an Italian sort of based restaurant because that's what his restaurant was. But I didn't think it was bad. He did a really nice prawn. It wasn't prawn tagliatelle. It was more like a prawn spaghetti, and I really liked that. I've got that a couple of times. Yes, shamelessly plug the Harrods video. I did at the beginning. You didn't log on at the beginning, but I did plug the Harrods video, and I said that's the one that's coming up. And the food, and like I said, the food that we are gonna try or that we're trying in that video is, well, and we got a variety of stuff. I think Mark had real trouble trying to cut the video down because we had bought so much stuff and we tried so much stuff. We got like dessert. We went around the food court, and there was a queue at the rotisserie. So where they do the roast, because that's what's going viral at the moment. We didn't get that, but that's what's going viral at the moment is the roast and the rotisserie chicken and all of that. And there was a real large queue. Also, don't go there at lunchtime. That's what I'm going to say. Try to avoid it between 12 and 2:30. Avoid the food. Go before that time or after that time. But during that time, don't bother going. It's too packed. There's too many people. Okay, so it was nice at the airport. You may look it up. He has a restaurant and a cafe upstairs. It's funny. I said to my mum, oh no, I only have Jamie Oliver's food available at this time of night. As my flight was at 10 p.m. Do you know what though? Excuse me. I liked like the couple of dishes that I tried. Granted, I didn't try everything. I think he had a burger on the menu, if I'm not mistaken. I think Mark ate that burger, or did we both get? Or did we both get? Because that was when we were in. So we were in Blue Water one time, and we both went to his restaurant. And I remember Mark saying that he quite liked his Jamie Oliver's restaurant. I believe he might have gone with his parents one time to a Jamie Oliver restaurant. If I'm not, well, Mark's in chat, he'll let us know. And I think that that's why we ended up going. But I had been one other time with somebody else. But yeah, I quite liked it. I thought the prawn spaghetti was really, really nice. There wasn't in that my only critique, there wasn't enough prawns in it. There were tomatoes, but I took them out. They were like the plum tomatoes or cherry tomatoes cut in half, but I took those out. But I think that I'm wearing shorts, right? And we've got sort of like a pleather chair, and my legs are getting stuck to the pleather, and I'm thinking I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna forget, and it'll feel like I've just waxed my legs. I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, I quite liked the restaurant. I would like to go again now that my palate has sort of not sophisticated, because my palate isn't sophisticated, but where I have sort of leaned into my palate a bit more. Because I was going at a time when my palate wasn't quite developed. So, you know, you go through those stages where, you know, you like all these different types of food. And I was like a, burgers, pizzas sort of type of child, chicken, burgers, pizza. I was like more fast food. And so, and as I got older, then, I progressed to sort of like what I would call the mid restaurants, like Zzz's at one point. I loved Zzz's. I don't mind ask. Prezzo, I really like. So Prezzo used to do this thing where you could try half and half pasta. So you could have half of one pasta and half of another pasta. And I really, really liked that. I thought that was really nice. But they've changed that now. And in my opinion, they've gone downhill a little bit. But yeah, they're quite nice. And then, we fluctuate now. Like, don't get me wrong, because I still love a McDonald's. Do you know what I'm saying? But what did surprise me, because did we try it earlier this year or last year? We tried Burger King. And I hadn't had, the only thing that I ever used to eat from Burger King was Chicken Royale, because I never liked their burgers. I never liked any of that stuff. And then, I don't know if it was Richard or somebody else that asked us to try Burger King. And then we did. And I've got to say, I was pleasantly surprised. I really liked the burgers. I'm doing this face because I was shocked. Absolutely shocked that I actually liked Burger King. Completely shocked, because like I said, growing up, I used to eat McDonald's. I was a McDonald's girl. I wasn't really a Burger King girl. And them two were always going head to head, McDonald's and Burger King. But I've got to say, Burger King have stepped up their game. Yeah, Burger King have stepped up their game for sure. So Mark says he writes all his own jokes. It wasn't because of my weight with the legs. It wasn't because of my weight with the legs. Kept getting in the way because I had luggage under my seat. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, because with places like EasyJet as well, because the space is quite confined, there's only so much you can bring and put in on an EasyJet flight. So you do have to really be careful when you're bringing luggage and stuff like that. But yeah, they let you put luggage under your seat on a plane. Of course they do. Your palate will develop like mine one day, Kelly. He really does write his own jokes. Let's see if she spots that. Yes, because I had under 20 kg backpack. It was a backpack trip. Yes, the nice airport wasn't nice. Oh, could you not get it in the cabin above your head though? Because they have the overhead what do they call them? Overhead cabins? No. The overhead bins. I can't remember what but could you not put it in the overheads? Oh wow, I didn't realize they let you do that. When we get on a plane, they won't let us put anything under the seat. You must have gone business class. No, they do allow us to put things under the seat, but ordinarily, me and Mark, we get the exit row. And so we're not allowed to put anything under the seat or anything like that. So we have to put it on in the overhead. But if it fits under the seat comfortably, they do allow you to put baggage under the seat. But Mark doesn't like that. Mark doesn't like anything encumbersome. He doesn't like anything on his laps. He doesn't like anything in the thing. So he puts everything up in the overhead bins. And I'm like, I need everything around me. I need to put stuff under the seat. I need to, I want this. But inevitably, when he needs something, he'll have to ask me for it. And normally I've got my bags and all of that. But if your bag doesn't fit under your seat, they make you put it up in the overhead locker until the flight takes off, and then, you know, all of that. Then I normally get Mark to bring my bag down and everything, and then I have everything there. But when he needs something, he'll inevitably ask me. And of course, that annoyed as he gets, because he does get annoyed, whenever he needs something, I have it to hand. And I don't like to go up and down and try and get this, that, and the other out. And plus, because I'm short, and after it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Okay, so just to say, I'll see you at the Harrods video. See you soon. Love you both. Bye, Fri-yay. Take care. That's because you want me to put my stuff on my... Yeah, I do want to put my stuff on your lap sometimes. Yes, I do. Because when you want it, where is it? Where is it when you need something? Oh, yeah. Oh, do you have any wipes? Oh, do you have any headache tablets? Oh, do you have any... Da, da, da? And, oh, yeah, do you have water? Blah, blah, blah. You got any snacks? Yeah, you know where it is? In my bag on your lap. That's where it is. Do you know what I mean? Because normally, but before we do take off, it's in a... But Mark's got long laps. What's the point of having the long laps if he's not going to use them? What's the point? What's the point of being tall? Because I'm short. So what's the point? You're going to have stuff on your laps. That's just the way it is. So, yeah, so normally when we go, yeah, then we sort of like then take things down. But yeah, you can, as long as it's small enough, you can put it under the seat. Normally I've got a shopping bag that I've bought, you know, when we go to the airport, and I buy crisps and I buy water and I buy this. And inevitably, before I used to buy 2 bottles of water. Now I buy 3, because inevitably when we get to the other side, I'm always thirsty, and then we've got to go out and we've got to buy water and all of these. And in my mind, I'm thinking, thank God I just got water, because I just need to take a drink. But yeah, sometimes we'll go to the local Walgreens. I say local because the last few times that we've been to Florida. So I am sort of mentally picturing when we get off the flight, and then we go for something to eat. Then we walk to Walgreens, we get our waters, we put them in the fridge, ready for our trip to the parks. And the thing is, because the fridges are so small, we only can have a certain amount of water. I suppose we can just keep them around the room and then just bung them in the fridge, but we just normally buy a little bit at a time. But I think the next time, whenever we go on holiday, wherever we go on holiday, I think we just buy a load of water, and not having to keep going to the shop every few days. Let's just buy a load of water. We keep it in the room, and then we'll keep it, and then we'll just put it in the fridge whenever we need to. I think that's the best idea, to be quite honest. No, the only space we have for our luggage is under our feet. Oh, really? We have to pay for the for above or suitcase. What? No. You have to pay to put that. That's shocking. That is shocking. I use oh right, because it's 15 kg, so you have to pay for 15 kg, and that's the one that will go above the... But if you have your rucksack, you should be able to put it above, because it's still less than what... Anyway, sometimes these flights want to get away with all sorts. The Harrods video will be a bit like the live. We sample a lot of food that we brought at Harrods Food Hall. That is true, we do. Like I said, and some of that... Let me tell you, some of that food, wait till you see it. That's okay, though, Amy. France is quite a short flight. Yeah, it is. It's like an hour or 2. St. Cott, have you seen on social media that cookie place called Puff Cookies in London? Fresh baked cookies, apparently, maybe one to vlog. I haven't heard. I did hear of a cookie place, but it wasn't puff cookies. It was something else. Oh, also, let me just tell you, right? So Get Baked. So St. Cot, he knows about Get Baked. He's ordered it a couple of times and stuff. So Get Baked are doing this thing, which is I think it's PB brownies. I don't think it's PB&J. So I really want to get some of these brownies. Also, they're doing a speciality with the cakes as well, which is also PB. I don't think it's PB&J. Let me have a quick look. I don't think it's PB&J. They're also doing some cookies there, which is which triggered the thought, because St. Cot was talking about cookies. I will have a look at these puff cookies in a second, but I just wanted to quickly go to Get Baked, because it is on my mind to maybe do the PB. Yeah, peanut butter Burt is what it's called. Peanut butter Burt. So they have peanut butter chocolate fudge sauce. I'll say no more. I'll leave that right there. Let that sink in. And then they've got a peanut butter. I mean, doesn't that look amazing? Doesn't it? Listen, you may be seeing Get Baked soon. I'm telling you, peanut butter. Although I don't know why they didn't do PB&J, to be quite honest with you. And they have some cookies, because I saw some cookies and I saw some. Their thing is a little bit confusing, their website. But anyway, so let me show you the cookie collection that I'm thinking of, because this also looks awesome. Look at that. Look at them cookies. They look so good. And then let me show you the brownies that they've got going on. No, that's not the one. This is the PB&J brownie. Look at them peanuts. Doesn't that look amazing? That looks so good. Can't wait to try it. I will let you guys know when I order it, because it looks amazing. They also do a box, so because this one looks interesting, and I wonder if this is the smoked caramel salt brownie, smoked salted brownie, and I do wonder if Mark's mum would like something like this. Look at that. Doesn't it look amazing? So I'm thinking, yeah, I might get a few of these, might try a few of these. And yeah, because they do a mixed box, which I'd probably go for. So let me show you the mixed box. So there you go. That's probably what I would go for, to be quite honest. I think that would be cool. It's not focusing, but yeah. You get the picture. You get the picture. So I'm thinking St. Cot, maybe we might do an eat along. You might want to order. We'll see. I don't know, because peanut butter is not everyone's cup of tea. So I couldn't understand if you didn't want to order it, because, like I said, peanut butter is not everyone's cup of tea. Let's have a look. Puff Cookies is in Soho, very close to Creme, who also sell large cookies. Yes, they do. Might be good to compare. Yes, it could be good to do a comparison. B Singularity, Kelly, hello, my love. I haven't been active in ages. No, you haven't, B Singularity. It's been a minute. And welcome. Thank you for dropping by and saying hello to us. But I'm so glad to see you again. If you still remember me, B Singularity, as if we always get. Listen, there are people that we haven't seen on here for ages, but we remember you all. We haven't seen Tushi drops in and out, but we haven't seen who is it? Tesco Meal Deals. We haven't seen for a little while. And who is the other person? There's someone else that we haven't seen for a little while. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But yes, we remember you all. We do. We haven't seen Minnie for like ages. It'd be nice if Minnie popped on. We haven't seen her in, God, like a couple of years now. So if she ever pops on, if she ever watches, then please drop by and say hello. But yes, I do remember you, V Singularity. Yes, I do. How are you? What have you been up to? Let us know. Okay. See, even Mark says, V Singularity, how have you been? Yeah, but 2 hours is enough for a person with full blast anxiety. Yeah. Through the trip, I still do it even though I want to vomit or clench on the armrest. Do you know what? And I can understand it and I can appreciate it, but when you get to the destination, you have all these wonderful experiences and all. And I know that flying is terrifying and it can be scary and stuff like that. But when you get there, you have all of these experiences, you have all of this, the beauty that you get to see. And not saying that the UK isn't beautiful, because there's loads of parts of the UK that's absolutely amazing. But equally, to get on a flight and go somewhere which is a total different culture and total different aesthetics and total different, do you know what I mean? And you get to enjoy all of that stuff. So yeah, I'm glad you do put up with it, because I know it's uncomfortable, but I'm glad that you sort of suffer through it to get to the results of having all of these amazing experiences. Don't worry, Amy, I get flight anxiety too. Nothing to be ashamed of. Exactly. Turbulence freaks me out. Yeah, it does freak him out, to be quite honest with you. It really, really does. V Singularity, hey, I have had a hectic summer. Not the best, to be honest. A lot has happened, but I'm coping. Haha. Well, come hang with us and hopefully we can help you forget whatever troubles that you have. I know they won't go away, but hopefully we can, help you forget for a little while. Did go to Spain, so that was really nice though. Thank you for asking. How have you been? We have been very well, thank you. So what have we done? So we've started a second channel. It's called MK Vacays. I've stalled on it for the moment because I don't think so. I have a new camera, and I don't think the laptop that I have can cope with how high the definition and stuff like that is on the camera. And I thought, oh, it might just be a case of getting, what you call it, a good software package, editing software package. But it's all very well and good having a great editing software package, but can your laptop handle it? Can it handle the power? I don't think else can. So it will be a case of maybe having to get a new laptop. I will try to continue with it, but I think it will be a case of, it's just difficult with my camera because it's not a high spec one, but it's higher than the one that we're using. So we have the Pocket DJI, and the specs on it are amazing. It's a really good camera. It follows you. It tracks your face. It tracks your movements and stuff like that. It's amazing, and I love it. I love the camera. We just need to. I think we just need to get, as things do, as digital things do, they sort of quickly evolve, and I'm going to need to get a new laptop. So yeah, got a new camera, but can the laptop handle it? No, it can't. So now I've got to get a new laptop, and I'm just like, oh my God. But yes, at some point I will have a new laptop, and maybe I will fall in love with editing again, because I don't really like, my heart's not in the editing as well. Editing, I think Mark's getting more and more into it, but it takes him a while to edit. It doesn't take me as long to edit, but I don't really enjoy it per se. So hence it then takes me a little while, because I don't really, I think I've just done it too often now that I don't enjoy the thing of it. Sometimes if I find a new feature that helps me and I think, oh yeah, I'm going to use this new feature, but inevitably, like editing, my heart's not really in editing, I've got to be honest with you. But we do need to get a new laptop in order to cope with the specs of the camera. Okay. How was Spain? We're good. I'm just recovering from a tooth extraction. Yes, he is. So can't really talk at the moment. And Kelly likes it that way. You mean you not talking? what I like is that I can actually go and actually grab something and half of it isn't gone, or 3/4 of it isn't gone, or you've left me 2 pieces. So that I'm going to take full advantage. I'm going to go, oh, this is really nice. I'm going to take full advantage. Just saying. It's so nice to talk to you and see Kelly again. Oh, bless you. You guys are my comfort YouTubers. Please drop by anytime you want. And there's no pressure. You don't always have to talk if you don't want to. You can just sit in the background, just like, listen to us chat nonsense, really. Yeah, did the tooth extraction go well? Hope the recovery is going super smoothly and quickly. It's not going so quickly, not as quickly as he would like, to be quite honest. And he's finding it really difficult to eat foods and stuff like that. So it's been a little bit of a journey for Mark, unfortunately, but he's had them done now. So all he's got to do is wait for it to recover, and then it's not something that he has to think on again, really. And then at least he's had it done now. Yeah. And yeah, all good. Spain was lovely. I was in Marbella with my closest friend, which was super refreshing. Have you guys been to Marbella before? No. When I went to Spain, I went to Salou because they have a park there, Portaventura. And I remember I couldn't afford to go to Florida at the time. So me and my bestie, we went to Portaventura. Mark and I were not long dating at that point when I went to Portaventura. To Salou, sorry. And then we took a trip up to Barcelona. Oh, and Barca is so nice. It's a really lovely city, and I would thoroughly recommend it. We didn't go down to where the beach was, or Las Ramblas, which is like a marketplace, but apparently there's loads of pickpockets there, so you have to like hold your bag like this. You have to be really careful as you're walking down. But yeah, I think I would definitely go back again. How is Marbella? Tell us what it's like. What were your favorite highlights? Did you have any good food? And what was your favorite dish that you had? Because I can imagine there was probably some amazing food there. Good to talk to you too. Tooth extraction went, but very painfully. Yeah, never been to Marbella. Was it nice? I can imagine. Yeah, it was lovely. The food was great. I bet it was. Made me want to vlog it. You should have. Bring out my inner Mark and Kelly food spirit review. Food review spirit. Listen, if you want to start a channel or you want to do food review or whatever it is that takes your fancy, you should do it. Everyone should just pick up a camera. It's even if it's not your goal to be, like super influencers or content creators or whatever the term it is that you want to use, you should do it. Just pick up a camera, and it can be any camera as long as it's or your phone. Doesn't even have to be your smartphone. Plenty of people start with their smartphones and stuff like that. And just do it. Just pick it up and just do it. Even if you wanted to do something bite-sized like on TikTok, or if you wanted to do Insta or whatever, then do it. I don't really understand Insta, to be quite honest with you. So I'm not on there that often. But TikTok, I understand a little bit better. I know a lot of people are on Snap. So again, but you should really document these things, especially things that are important to you, and especially moments that are important to you. You can document them, and you can just, have even if you didn't want to start a channel or anything, just document them and just have them in the background. And then years down the line, you can look on them and really see them they're like live diaries, if that makes sense. And you can look back on them with real fondness of how you were, what your thought process was, and all of that type of stuff. Definitely pick up a camera for sure. Let's see. You should vlog it. It'd be good to watch that. Exactly. New channel. Love that from you guys. Just subscribed. Oh, bless you. Thank you. And yeah, I get editing. It takes a lot of motivation for sure. Yeah, it really does. It really, really does. Puffy cookies originated in Paris, St. according to the website. Be good to see what they are like. Yes, it would. Yeah. You may be able to order and taste on the live. Yes. Do you know what? We'd probably may do a video on it and then have some cookies and try them on the live for sure. always like you're thinking, so Fiona Duffy, do you remember me? That is something I would have to search in my memory banks. I've got to be honest with you, Fiona. The reason why your name rings a bell, Fiona. So I used to go to school. Your name is coming back to me. So I used to go to school with a girl named Patricia, and she had two sisters, and I will always remember her. One of her sisters was called Fiona, and that's why when you came on the last time, because you came on quite a while ago, if I remember correctly. I don't even know if you've been on this year actually. But when you did come on, that's automatically was my thought process. Is the name reminds me of Patricia's sister, and that's a little bit of word association for me. But yeah, I vaguely do remember Fiona, but that's how I would have processed your name. Fiona, how are you? Of course we remember you. Mark's clearly got a better memory than I have. The cookies look good on the website. The double chocolate peanut butter one looks insane. Double chocolate peanut butter. Do you know what? I'm not a lover of the double chocolates and the triple chocolates and all of that type of stuff. It's rare that I like those types of biscuits. My mum used to be really into chocolate. She's not as much into chocolate as she was before, but she was properly into it. But I could buy her something like that, a triple chocolate, and she would just demolish that. I love chocolate, but I'm not so much into chocolatey things. That's why I was surprised that I liked the Bruce as much as I did. Mark demolished that, and he's not even really a cake person, but he demolished that Bruce. And then what's the other thing? Black Forest Gatto. That's the other chocolatey thing that I like. I love chocolate. I'm not a lover of chocolatey things, but Black Forest Gatto, that's for me. That's 100% for me. If it's done well, don't give me none of this rubbish. I've tasted plenty of rubbish Black Forest Gattos, trust me. But the good ones, they're nice. Like I said, there was one that we used to order that wasn't. We had to go and pick it up because obviously it's a gatto. But they shut down and they're not around anymore. And they were a subsidiary in a cake shop, and I don't know what that subsidiary is called and if they've pitched up in another shop. I should really go back, maybe check my emails and see if I can find out if they do have another subsidiary somewhere. I think the last time we had their cake, it would have been 2019 actually. It would have been 2019. So I'll have to have a look, dig through my emails and see if I can find the subsidiary name. Let's have a look. Fiona has been on a few times this year, has she? Earlier this year? It must have been early this year. She's not been on the last few months. I'm definitely better at remembering faces rather than names. Yes. But something really interesting happens with me and faces. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, I remember that person. Can't remember the name, but I remember them, and we'll have a conversation. Somebody came into the office the other day, and I was having a conversation with them. Anyway, and then they left, and it's been probably 3 or 4 weeks. It was just like a passing sort of chat that we had. He was just coming in and explaining a couple of things. Anyway, he left. And then me and some friends, we walked to a far place to get some food. And then on the way back, this person passed me. They were looking at me, but I just continued walking, blah, blah, blah. And it was only as they passed me and a few minutes away, and I was just like, oh, that's the guy, blah, 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 and all of this. But sometimes that happens to me. But yeah, other times I'll recognize them straight away. And sometimes they have to sometimes it can happen a couple of days later. So I could pass someone and then a couple of days later going, oh my God, when I bumped it, oh my God, it was this and this person. So sometimes my brain takes a little while to catch up. And sometimes I could recognize you straight away, but not remember your name. Or sometimes I could, remember a name, but then not remember the face. and then it will take me a little while. Let me tell you this story, right? So, as you know, I'm an original Battersea girl. And so I went to primary school in Battersea, obs. And years later, I moved away, and all that. So now you're talking probably about 15 years later or something like that, maybe longer. I happened to do a course. It was a presenting course. And it happened to be in Battersea. And I was talking to people in the class and all of this. And I was talking to one girl. Anyway, left that. I had a dream about this girl. And I remembered that I went to primary school with this girl. And I had been talking to her for like a couple of weeks, I think. And she came to me in a dream. And then when I approached her and I said, "Oh my God, did you used to go to such and such school?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh my God, I remember you. I went to that school." And she was like, "Really?" We were in the same class. And I was explaining it, and I was like, "You came to me in a dream." And she's like, "Really?" And then she had to think back, and she goes, "Oh my God, were you the girl with the fringe?" Because I used to have a fringe. And I was going, "Yes, that's me." And it was wild to bump into somebody, 15, 20 years later, and be in a random class, and me recognizing her, but through a dream. I did not recognize her at all. We were in class, blah, blah, and it was in a dream. So my subconscious recognized her. I didn't recognize her. Isn't that wild? And we sort of like caught up and just had a bit of a chat and stuff like that. And it happened to me again, but this time I was with a friend, and it just so turned out that we were in a pub, again, random in Battersea, and this boy came in and knew my friend, and we were sitting down having a chat, and I just thought, he said the first name and he said the last name, and I thought, what? I know that person. Then I had to look at him clearly, and I was like, "Can you ask him if he went to such and such school?" And he goes, "It was." I goes, "Oh my God, we went to the same school." And it just so happens that my best friend was best friends with his older brother. And again, it's just one of those random things. It's just so funny how you can just sort of like see people from your past. But I was really little at the time. Do you know what I mean? I was really little at the time. So to remember the names or remember the faces and stuff like that, it's quite crazy. Let's have a look. I'm definitely better at remembering faces than names. Yeah. I know what you mean, Kirsty. That's what. Random question, but I've always wondered how long you two have been together. Do you know what? We've been together 14 years. I need to work it out. The shame of it. Give me 1 second, and I will tell you how long we've been together. Oh no, we've not been. Yeah, let me tell you how long we've known each other. That will be easier. So, we've known each other for 23 years. Okay, and then, my goodness, what year did we get together? Oh my God. Give me a second. It's gonna take me a second. No, we didn't get together then. Oh yeah, we did, probably. Yes. So, give me a second. No, we've not been together 16 years. We've been together. I think we've been together 15 years. Yeah, 15 years. 15 years we've been together. It's saying 16, but I don't think so. I think I've done a wrong calculation there. Let me just recalculate that, because we've known each other for a long time. But I will tell you. Give me 1 second. 15 years. Yeah, I thought that was wrong. Yeah, we've been together 15 years. It's crazy, right? 15 years this year we've been together. It's quite wild, really. Let's have a look. Fiona Duffy, Scottish, right? You're saying that you're Scottish. My friend, who I used to go to school with, Patricia, she was Irish. Yeah, Irish, yeah. Keegan, hi Kelly, it's Keegan Dolby. Where is Mark tonight? Do you know what? He is upstairs, but he is online, so he is I was going to say tapping out stuff, but he is in the chat. I think he's oh yeah, there he is. Hello Keegan, how are you? Shortbread, LOL. So if you know me, I don't really like shortbread, but there is shortbread in this and I do like it. So there was a shortbread that I tried the other day. I said the other day, it wasn't the other day, it was a few months ago. And I said, oh, actually, this shortbread isn't bad. But no, I'm not a lover. I never have really loved it, to be quite honest with you. But I do know people who used to spread butter on it when they used to eat the shortbread. But I know plenty of people who do love shortbread for sure. OMG, Dream Story is crazy, right? Like I said, my subconscious knew her, just my conscious didn't know her. I've also had dreams of sort of predict happenings. Me too. Me too. Dreamt about being together with my ex like 3 years ago, and 3 years later we got together. Crazy how things work, right? I have deja vu all the time. All the time I haven't had it for a little while, but I do have it quite often. And I had it about the job that I'm in now. I had dreamt about it before. And then all of a sudden I'm in this place and I'm like, oh my God, I dreamt about being here. It's quite wild. There's been times when I've dreamt of random things and I've not put the dots together until much later. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, I completely forgot. So I've had a dream about a book. So, and it was really vivid. And I wrote down the plot. So I think there's going to be a film or a book that comes out of what I've dreamt. I don't think I'm meant to write the book, because at first I thought, oh, mate, is this a book that I'm meant to write or something? But no, I believe now, sort of like, that it's probably going to be a film or a book, only because there's certain things that have come out that are similar to what I've dreamt, but not quite. And I don't know if it was two dreams in one, because in the middle it was quite weird. But what happened was I woke up, I had a dream, woke up, then went back to sleep, and it was a continuation of the dream. Now that is very, very rare. That's really rare, to wake up and go back to sleep and continue that same dream. That's quite rare, unless you guys have had it, but that's quite rare for me. So I don't know if that's ever happened to you guys, but whenever I've woken up and go back to sleep, and sometimes you want to continue the dream, but you can't, and it's a new dream. But that's happened to me before, yeah. Pulling out the calculator and everything. Do you know what? Because the brain is not as sharp as it used to be. It's not as sharp as it. But I thought to I was thinking, no, we've been together like 14 years, but it's actually coming up. We have been together 14 years, but it's coming up to our 15th anniversary. So I knew it was roughly around 14, 15. God, you could ask Mark, he wouldn't know. But yeah, I had to pull out the calculator. I had to calculate it, but I knew it was 14 years, and I thought, no, it might be longer. And then yeah, 15 years coming up. I know 15 years is quite a long time, right? It's quite a long time for all your food to go missing, and you're not getting the really nice bits, and there's like 2 things left for you. That's 15 years. There was one point when I'd buy yogurts and I'd go to the fridge and there'd be no yogurts. Imagine that. And that happened quite a few times. Not with just yogurts. Good Keegan, just returned from the bathroom break. You okay? I think that was TMI, Mark. I think that was TMI. All right. Shortbread is amazing. Kelly doesn't know what she's talking about. I think I do. I'm a reviewer. I think I know what I'm talking about. Is it Harry Potter? They've already. That's what I'm saying about Mark. Mark and his humor. Is it Harry Potter? They've already made that. No, it wasn't Harry Potter. And the girl's name was Yelena. So there you go. Yelena. And she had like a pixie type haircut. And she went into a great hall. Anyway, I'll be explaining later. But yeah, the picture is quite vivid and it's still in my mind. And that's also quite unusual because dreams normally fade away and you don't normally remember them. It's only because, so when I was talking about Fiona, and then that's when all the things were popping off in my mind. So sometimes it just takes a trigger. And then you remember certain things, but that's how I remember about meeting the girl in the class. And I was just like, oh my God. And like I said, it was a dream that I had that remembered her, but my conscious didn't remember her. It's wild. And I'm sure, so there was one girl that was she was doing the presenting course as well, and I believe she's an actress now, and I think she's playing in Emmerdale. I haven't seen Emmerdale for a long time, so I don't know if she's still in it, but I believe that was her. And then I went to an audition. So I went for an audition at Central School of Speech and Drama, and I briefly saw this guy. He came in and he's like, all right, like this. He was wearing this. It wasn't a leather jacket, but it was longer than a leather jacket. And you know, like drama student, well, you may or may not know, but drama students, they dress a certain way, they have their hair a certain way, and all of these. And he was just, to me, a typical drama student, a trendy drama student. I was never trendy or anything like that. I just turned up in whatever, but he was like quite trendy and had a certain style. And then the next thing you know, I saw him on a Guinness advert, and then I saw him in David Copperfield. And he played he was the horrible friend of David Copperfield in David Copperfield. Can you dream about lottery numbers and let me know them? Listen, I've been trying to dream about them for myself. So cop. But if I dream about them and play them, I'll let you know after. I'll tell you back after. But yes, lottery numbers would be that would be quite nice. We could all win the lottery. Could you imagine? We'd all have to share it, right? And then it might end up we only get £10 each, if that. It could be 0 pence of 0 pence. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. 0.1 pence of a pound or something. Again, that doesn't make any sense, but you know where I'm going with that. Well, I was only going to come on and do an hour, but it just shows you how much I can chat. It's only going to be what, 3 minutes until I've done an hour and a half. That's quite crazy, and I don't think I've stopped talking during all of that time. Make sure you dream about the £1 million ticket. Listen, if I could dream there was one time I did have a dream about numbers, and I did write them down. Don't know where it is. But I did have a dream about numbers. But also, there's been times when I've dreamt about my grandparents and stuff like that. And I feel like they're trying to tell me something, but I'm not quite grasping what they're trying to tell me. Because there are some that, and sometimes it's just right on the edge of your consciousness. And they're trying to sort of like tell you something. And you sort of like are trying to grasp on, but then it's like smoke and then it just disappears. And then you forget because your conscious does forget, but your subconscious does remember for sure. But yeah, there's always been like sort of little interesting things that have happened. And I'm like, oh my God, is that a coincidence, or was that done by design, or what? And like, is it that you guys, do you guys, flowers for Kelly for generally being a superstar and hosting the whole Fri-yay. Kirsty, that is so generous. You know, that is so nice. I won the other week a grand sum of £9.30. Do you know what? And you can reinvest that. Thank you so much, Kirsty. That is so lovely of you. You know, we never expect you to give us any money or anything like that. We love like talking to you, but that's so generous. Thank you. Making me be emotional. And do you know what? I don't know what I'm going to spend it on. I'll have to have a little think about it. But that's so kind. Thank you, Kirsty. That's so, so lovely. And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. But yeah, we love chatting to you all. We love, like, because Mark and I were debating, because Mark knew he didn't want to do the live because whenever he talks, he's sort of like jaw aches and stuff like that. So he knew he didn't want to talk too much. And so I was fine with that. But what I didn't want to leave you guys, because Mark was going, are you going to do, you should put out a note to say you're not going to do the live and stuff like that. And I was going, no, I'm going to do the live tonight because first of all, I missed you guys. That's the first thing. And secondly, I didn't want to leave you without sort of doing something or putting like content out, or like not chatting with you guys and stuff like that. And it is the highlight. Like sometimes Mark and we do get tired. I can't lie to you. We do get tired. And sometimes we might not always feel like we want to do the live, only because we're tired when we start it. Sometimes I'm like, do you know what? I was worried because I thought to myself, oh, what if I start to like really feel tired and stuff like that? And sometimes when I eat stuff, it does make me sluggish. It does make me a little bit tired. But I felt like today, do you know what? I wanted to be with you guys. I wanted to chat with you guys. I was hoping, I didn't ask Mark to be in chat, but I was just hoping that he was going to be in chat and sort of like chat to you guys, because he's done the live before and I've been in chat and stuff like that, because we do want to have some type of connection with you, or we do want to talk with you. That's why we do it, and if we ever can do it full time and make a living from it and stuff like that, that will be our passion, to sort of like go around, go and do things and just film content for you guys. And maybe one day we'll be lucky enough that we'll get to do that, and that would be quite nice. And then I could actually hire an editor and actually do all the editing. Yeah, can you do this? Can you put that in? Blah, blah, blah. That would be quite nice to actually hire someone to actually do the editing. And then we go around and film all the content for you guys. I think we would put out a lot more videos. A lot more video. If we had an editor, for sure, we would put out a lot more videos. And I think far down in the future, if we are able to do this full time, if God blesses us and we're allowed to sort of like do that full time, we would for sure probably look into hiring an editor to sort of like put out the content, and we would put out more content for you guys for sure. But at the moment, it's just me and Mark, and we're spending our time with you, and I am so happy that you spend your time with us for sure. And Mark, I know Mark's happy too. Let's see what he's right. That is so nice, Kirsty. Thank you. Well, you can say that you won the lottery, Sinclair. Exactly. I do miss you guys. There you go. I'm hoping to recover soon so that I can talk to you all. There you go. And so yeah, and so I didn't want to not do the live. I didn't want to not partake and see how you guys were getting on, seeing if is anyone doing anything this weekend? Like, are you doing anything exciting? I've got a plan this weekend, and I'm going to tell you all about it in the next live on Tuesday. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about Mark actually, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, the Harrods. So don't forget, Sunday Harrods videos coming out. Watch when you see all the stuff that we got, you're gonna be like, what they got? Like we spent a small fortune in Harrods, a small fortune. But I've got to say, if you ever have a chance to go to the Harrods food hall, go. It is amazing. They have a chocolate hall. I would say go to La Direct, not La Durée, La Direct. It's a chocolate place, and they are doing the Kanafi Dubai chocolate. It's very thin. It's not the same. It's very thin, but it's delicious. Let me tell you that. It is really, really good. Go try it. If you are in London or you're visiting London, definitely go to the Harrods Food Hall and definitely watch our video on Sunday. You'll see the stuff that we got. Yeah, there's so many viral things that I want to try. I don't have my book with me. So I've got this book, and it's called Pretty. Let me see what it's called. I'll bring it on the live next time. It's upstairs at the moment. It's called Pretty Little London Eats, and I was flipping through it, and there's all these little viral eatery places, and I really want to show you the book, and it's beautiful. The book is really nice. And I definitely want to show you guys. So on Tuesday, I'll try to remember to have it down here. It's just because I was flipping through it the other day, that I've got it upstairs. But it's really, really nice book, and I will show you guys. And it's got all these little different viral places. So I'll flick through in case there's any places that you want to go and try whenever you're down in London or visiting, or you're going to make a special trip. There'll be some things in there that you might like to try. Have a great weekend. Thank you, St. Cot. Take care. You guys take care too. I'm going to leave you now. Kirsty, thank you. It's really generous of you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who joined in on the chat. Thank you for indulging me, because it was just me by myself. But it's nice that Mark was in chat. And I hope you have a great weekend. There's something that I wanted to say, but I can't remember. Oh, yes. So don't forget, we're going to be back on Tuesday. Join us then. We also have a secondary channel, MK Vacays. I have stalled on it at the moment just because I need to get a new laptop and stuff like that, and I don't know when that's going to be. But there is content on there. Go ahead, go and take a look. Please subscribe to both channels, and I hope that we can grow the community. Thank you for all the likes. Love that. And have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Remember, you're never too old to have fun. Have a lovely evening, guys. Take care. Thank you. You take care too. And you know what? Don't forget, melt my cheese. All right, guys. Take care. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. I'll catch you on Tuesday. Bye for now.